What's up, guys? It's Commander. Stack your cash and save your receipts because we're looking at some pricey stuff today. What's going on, Star Wars nerds? It's Commander, and today we're going to be looking at the myths of the pegboard, the legends in the mist, the collectibles that we all want but can never seem to get our hands on. Now, these are not in order the top 5 most rare, and to be honest with you, a lot of these are just kind of my personal picks because I think they're so cool, but trust me, they are rare and they are very expensive. So without any further ado, let's jump right in to number 5.
Here's the Star Wars X-Wing Fighter and the Star Wars TIE Fighter. Spaceships and Luke Skywalker sold separately. Batteries not included.
I'll get you this time. Reactivate X-Wings.
Both with flashing lights and sound.
I hit. There go the solar panels. And Darth Vader got away. Force is with me. Luke Skywalker wins again.
Kenner's Star Wars X-Wing Fighter, TIE Fighter, and action figures all sold separately.
Now, this beautiful beast is just another example of Kenner revolutionizing the toy industry with electronics, spring-loaded action and parts, the infamous wings that pop off and never seem to really stay on with my vintage collection. These toys were absolutely revolutionary for the time. Everybody wanted to get their hands on them. And as such, it is much more difficult to get your hands on one of these today. You can find them still in their original packaging. Now, I found one that's not exactly mint condition on eBay, and it is listed at a whopping $15,000. Now, that's a little rich for my taste, but you never know. Somebody's got one of these things sitting in their basement in a box. It's gonna wind up in a thrift shop one of these days, so keep your eyes open. Now, moving right along to number 4, we're actually gonna stay in the present. This is a 2020 collectible that's been listed for you coin collectors. This is the 1 of 50 T65 commemorative X-Wing coin. Now, yes, obviously it's rare. There's only 1 of 50, but there's a reason. This is the highest graded version that you can find, and it's completely uncirculated. It's not cheap. Again, this is my not cheap collectibles video. This guy is gonna run you $25,000. Now, for me as a collector, this isn't something I'm really interested in. I was just kind of shocked when I saw the value of this thing. And that's gonna bring us along to number 3. One that I think is just kind of special, and a lot of the older collectors are going to absolutely love this one. You know about it, you've heard about it. When Star Wars came out, the toy line wasn't exactly ready yet, and so they gave you a certificate.
Star Wars figures. R2D2. Chewbacca, Luke, and Princess Leia. They're the Star Wars Early Bird set of figures. These action figures are not yet available, but this Star Wars Early Bird certificate package is in stores with this colorful Star Wars picture display stand and certificate to send in to get a set of figures by mail. They'll be sent to you at home between February 1st and June 1st. The Star Wars Early Bird certificate package, new from Kenner.
And when you mailed it in, you would receive Chewie, Leia, Luke, and R2D2. Now, I'll pull it up. The other cool thing about this is it would act as a backdrop. So as you collected the figures, you could put them in front of the card back and just kind of make a little display set. Doesn't seem like it'd be all that crazy. Piece of cardboard, of course it's vintage. These are probably really hard to come across, but you're not gonna believe these things are selling, actually just sold on eBay, for $12,950. I love my vintage collectibles, but that one's just a little bit out of reach for me. Okay, number 2, this one is just one of my favorites, is a vintage R2D2 Lunchbox. Now, you may be thinking a lunchbox wouldn't be worth that much. Well, 6 of these were made. Only 6 were ever made. This was a vinyl lunchbox that was supposed to look like R2D2. It had a zipper closure, plastic top, and a vinyl body with a carry strap. And I guarantee you kids wanted this thing. I want it right now. And the good news is I could still go out and get one. The problem is they're going for about 15 grand. I did a search and I found one that was actually sold about 6 months ago for about 14,380 bucks. So I don't think Mrs. X-Wing's gonna be packing me any lunches in one of those anytime soon, but we can all dream. All right, before we move to that number 1 spot, let's take a look at some honorable mentions. Alrighty, folks, the moment you've been waiting for, number one on the list. I'm sure a bunch of you already guessed it. It's rocket firing Boba Fett.
From Kenner's Star Wars collection comes the Stormtrooper, the Sand People, and all 20 action figures, including new Hammerhead, Snaggletooth, and more, each sold separately. And now, Boba Fett, Star Wars villain with his laser rifle.
So for anybody who already collects, this should come as no surprise. It's one of the most sought-after figures on the market. And the reason why is it was never actually produced. Mattel had an issue with missiles firing from some Battlestar Galactica ships they had, and children suffocating on it, and so they tried two different prototypes, an L-shaped and a J-shaped firing mechanism, to try to mitigate any possible accidents caused by the rocket firing. But eventually it just became too much of an issue. They decided not to go with it, so the rocket firing Boba Fett was never produced. Now, as I said, this isn't the most expensive Star Wars collectible out there. I know there's a handwritten script from George that's going for something like $3 million, but in the collecting community, this is kind of Great White Buffalo.
Great White Buffalo.
Not to mention, if you happen to find one in a basement somewhere, this thing's gonna sell for about 150 grand. Not a bad chunk of change for a little hunk of plastic. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I hope today finds you well, and I hope tomorrow finds you better. This is Commander signing out. May the Force be with you.